Hey, what's up? Ian here, and I'm back with another review video, and today I'm going to talk about this. This is the Kiwiears Melody. This is a planar magnetic IEM, and I've already unboxed it, so if you haven't watched my unboxing video, I'll leave a link somewhere up here. But in this video, I'm just going to focus on my sound impression and my review of this Kiwiears Melody. Now, just a quick recap before I begin my review. This Kiwiears Melody, as I mentioned, it comes with a planar magnetic driver IEM, and it's a 12mm magnetic driver, planar driver, and the retail price for this is $89 US, and it's available on Linsoul's website. So if you guys are interested to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. Okay, so that is a very quick recap. Now in this video, I'm going to go through the accessories, design, build quality, fit and comfort, my sound impression, and then I'll conclude with my star rating. I'll probably compare it with another planar IEM, and then I'll conclude my video. Okay, now this video will have time chapters, so please feel free to skip to the chapter that you're more interested in. Right, so let's start off with the accessories. Now, just a reminder, this is just $89 US, and the cable wise, not a big fan of the cable, right? The cable is, I mean, it's an upgraded cable, but it's kind of flimsy, it's kind of stiff, and brown is not my favorite color, so yeah, not a fan of this cable. Next is the ear tips. This is my own ear tips, the Final E ear tips, but this is the generic ear tip from Kiwiears Melody. So yeah, I don't use their ear tips at all, so I've been using my own ear tips. So those are the accessories, and now I think I can explain why the price is $89 US, because they skimped on the accessories. So it even comes with this budget box. This is a small box compared to all the other planar IEMs. They come with the majestic box and a very pleasant opening experience, but this one is just, there you go, this is your IEM. So anyway, it's budget, I understand, I get it. It's $89 US, I get it. Okay, so that's the accessories. Now let's talk about the design and build quality. Now design and build quality is actually quite similar to some of the Kiwiears IEMs, and this is planar. I mean, this is Kiwiears' first attempt at planar IEMs, and this is what they gave us. It's a budget planar, and I mean, rightfully so, because now in this day and age, there are a lot of planar IEMs out in the market, and for them, I think their strategy is to come up with a budget planar IEM so that they can get a piece of the pie with this budget planar IEM. The main thing is the sound, right? So I think that's what they were aiming for. Okay, so in terms of design and build quality for this, it's actually pretty okay. It looks pretty generic, similar to their predecessors in terms of the other models. I think it's 3D printed, if I'm not wrong, the shell, right? And it's matte black, very stealthy looking, and overall a very inconspicuous type of look, right? It's black in color, and I like it. I like black, I like blue, okay? And overall is a very appealing color to men in general, okay? I like black. So and the build quality of this is actually pretty good as well. I mean, it's not going to break, and it's not even acrylic, it's some kind of 3D printed PVC material, okay? And it feels solid and durable, okay? Now let's talk about fit and comfort, and oh man, look at this cable. This cable is kind of disappointing, it's okay. Can you please untangle? Let me try to get the cable out. Oh man. Okay, yes, I get it. It's $89. All right, so this see, I'm trying to get the other side out. Okay, fit and comfort, they fit me all right. Okay, it's not a perfect fit, but the good thing is that it doesn't wobble around my ear, okay, and it goes into my ear. But the thing is, this cable keeps tugging onto the IEM, and then it tugs the IEM out from my ear. So not really a fan. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this cable. So I'm gonna change out the cable, but you know, for now I'm just gonna stick, keep it on. But yeah, that's the fit and comfort. Fits me very well, and not very well, but fits me well enough to the point whereby I don't feel any pain or any discomfort. Okay. All right. So done with the accessories. Let's now move on to the sound department. Let's first talk about the drivability for this, and they're not really easy to drive. Same goes for the Heyday, right? The Heyday, which is right here. This Heyday is not easy to drive as well. So I think same goes for most planar IEMs, right? I used it with my MacBook, and I used it without any amplification, and I had to crank up the volume to about 60 to 70% volume in order to really open up the IEM. So you need a little bit of power. You need to have a DAP that has got good amplification, or an dongle DAC amp that has got a bit more power, so that you can push this Kiwiears Melody. Okay. Now in terms of gear matching, I would suggest to match gears with a lot of warmth, a lot of fun, a lot of power in terms of to push it, right? And this is actually a pretty good player. I've used it with this player. I used it with the iPod, and honestly, I've no shame using it with the iPod, because the iPod is so round, so musical, and so fun to use, and this goes well with the Kiwiears Melody. Okay, so that's my gear recommendation. Anything that's warm and fun sounding. Now let's talk about the tone and timbre for this. And the tone and timbre for this is warm, is fun, is musical, is well rounded, is heavy in the note weight, and overall a very textured sound. And honestly, I cannot tell that this is a planar IEM. When I listened to it, it didn't sound like a planar IEM to me, and it sounds really dynamic. So I mean, it's a good thing, right? A planar shouldn't sound like a planar driver, because if you can hear that it's a planar driver, then it will sound too metallic to your ears. And some of the planar, when I listen to it, it sounds very, very typical of a planar IEM, and it's very obvious. It's very metallic sounding and very thin sounding as well, and you can hear the dryness of the sound coming out. But for this, you can hear that it's pretty dynamic and warm and fun and, well, musical. Okay, so that's for the tone and timbre for this. Now let's talk about technical performance. So you're getting good tonality. Well, I wouldn't say balanced and natural. I would say it's fun tonality. At the same time, you get good technical performance, and this does perform in terms of the overall resolution. Okay, this is a very resolving planar magnetic IEM, and is definitely performing above its price point. For $89, you're getting the planar sound, the planar clarity, and the planar delivery of the sound. At the same time, you're getting a very dynamic feel to it. So very, very nice price point, with a very good delivery in terms of technical performance. Now in terms of soundstage is pretty intimate. It's not the widest, and it's actually not a very airy type of soundstage. Okay, but it's quite intimate. Sound separation is very clear. All right, and imaging as well. So sound separation and imaging is very well laid out, and the layerings are very good. It's just that they're quite intimate. So vocals and instruments and percussions, they have a very small room to work with, and for me, I can identify the instruments very clearly where they are. But in terms of detail retrieval, they are not a detail monster. They're meant to be fun, and yeah, they are not supposed to retrieve the details because of a lot of bass. So to me, this is not a detail monster. I find that the details are there, it's just that it's being veiled by most of the sub bass and the mid bass. Okay, so that's for the details, but in terms of resolution, these are very resolving IEM. I'm just like any planar IEM, and to me this is actually on par with the Tangju Heyday. If you ask me, it's got good performance in terms of the resolution of the music that is being reproduced to my ears. Okay, so resolution wise, fantastic, but in terms of detail retrieval wise, it's a different story altogether. Okay, so that's for technical performance. Now let's talk about the sound curve or the sound signature of this melody. I'll post a graph somewhere up here, and as you can see, this has got a lot of bass. All right, a lot of bass, a lot of mid bass as well, and the treble is kind of dark. All right, it's bright at the same time. It's not sibilant. Okay, it's quite a safe type of treble, which I'll explain later. So overall, I would say this is a bassy, fun, V-shaped planar IEM. I mean, it's quite rare that I find a planar IEM that targets to the casual crowd, you know, but this is targeting at a casual listener. So if you're a casual listener and you listen to mostly, you know, pop songs and those mainstream music, then this is actually a very suitable IEM for you, which gives you a higher resolution reproduction of sound as compared to what is off the shelf. Okay, because this is really good in terms of the overall resolution of the sound that's being produced. Alright, so sub bass is thick, is rumbly, is very textured, it's got good dynamics, and you will not know, you cannot tell that this is a planar magnetic IEM. And the texture is really good, and overall the rumble is alright, is quite rolled off. It's not a very extended roll off. Okay, it's not a very extended sub bass. It does have that rumble, but doesn't extend that much as compared to other tunings that I've heard. So it's not a very extended sub bass. Now in terms of mid bass is thumpy, is engaging, is thick, is textured, and it's very well, it's a lot of sauce. It's like a very thick sauce kind of thing, and when I listen to it, it feels very musical. A little bit, it does bleed, alright? It bleeds into the mids, so that's why the mids are not really forward, but it's a very engaging mid bass, and very thick, and it envelops most of the frequencies, I guess. Yeah, so it's a very thick bass shelf, I would say. Now in terms of the mids are recessed and is veiled by the bass, so most of the details are being veiled by the bass, even though they come out real clean and clear, but it's just that they are, you know, a bit recessed, they're laid back, they're warm as well, and you know, just chilling, right, kind of mids. So pianos, violins, they sound bright and quite energetic. Well, yeah, it's a little bit energetic, but they're a little bit dark as well for the violins. Trumpets, they have that bite there, but it's not a very bitey type of trumpet to me. So the excitement is a little bit lacking there, but it's safe. Okay, so that's for the mids. For the vocals, male vocals, oh man, they sound really creamy. Yeah, they sound creamy on this IEM, and very authoritative male vocals here, and they sound nice, very musical in terms of the male vocals. Female vocals, they sound very thick as well in the low end. It's just that yeah, they sound laid back and thick at the low end. I'm not too sure that came out right, but yeah. It's actually a very safe tuning for female vocals, and I would say female vocals, they sound bright at the same time they sound dark. They sound present at the same time they sound dark, something like that. But if you look at the 8K region, they are a very safe female vocal tuning to use for female vocals, because they don't sound sibilant at all. Okay, they don't sound even harsh. They are not energetic. They have that very soft bite, and a not very intense kind of bite, a very soft bite, and you can feel that nibble, but not a very strong bite whereby a piece of your flesh can come off. So it's actually a very safe female tuning, okay, female vocals. And for the treble is actually pretty alright. The transition to the treble from the mids is actually pretty, is quite energetic, but it's not the most energetic, and the bite is not the most intense. And it's pretty laid back as well. As I mentioned, it's a little bit bright, but it's dark as well. And overall, it sounds a bit, well, in terms of tonal balance, okay, the treble is a little bit on the unnatural side, because it sounds quite airy, and my cymbal crashes and hi-hats, they have got that weird zing to it, which, you know, sounds a little bit unnatural to me. But overall, you know, the treble, if you look at the treble, it looks like a roller coaster ride, and that roller coaster ride gives my ears a mixed signal. Okay, so when I listen to the treble, it didn't sound natural to me. But, well, as a whole, it sounds alright, right? It doesn't roll off naturally. It lingers quite a little bit, and yeah, didn't sound natural. Alright, so that's the overall sound signature of this Kiwiears melody. Okay, and overall, I would say this is actually a very casual set, and it's very suitable for mainstream music, and, you know, R&B, hip hop, trance, techno, those kind of music, pop songs. They are really suitable for that, and suitable for casual listeners, and you know, those who just want to plug something in the ear with high resolution and just enjoy their music. So this is yeah, a very suitable, and it's cheap, right? It's 89 bucks for planar. So 89 bucks you get planar, at the same time you get a very nice tuning for a musical tuning for mainstream music. Okay, right, so for that, my rating for the Kiwiears melody, I'll give it 3 stars out of 5 stars. Okay, so that's my rating for the Kiwiears melody. Now let's compare them with this Tangzhou Heyday. Alright, so the Tangzhou Heyday, HBB Heyday. Alright, so this I would say both of them, in terms of drivability, they are pretty similar. Now the Heyday has got a wider soundstage, and it's got a cleaner sound in terms of the overall detail retrieval. I'm just gonna post a graph here. As you can see, because of the linear bass and not a very aggressive bass on the Heyday does give me more detail retrieval, and it's a wider soundstage as well. But overall resolution, these two are very comparable in terms of the overall resolution, and detail retrieval, this will give me a little bit more detail, in fact quite a bit more as compared to this melody. Okay, I mean different tuning, they are both different tuning. Now in terms of the treble, the Heyday is a little bit sibilant, in fact more sibilant than the melody. Okay, so I would say in both of them don't really sound natural to me, but I guess the melody does sound a bit more less fatiguing. Yeah, that's the word to use. Less fatiguing than the Heyday. It's not that the Heyday is fatiguing. To some it may be, but yeah, it is a little bit more sibilant than the melody. Now the melody is more forgiving and not as aggressive in terms of the treble as compared to the Heyday. Is not the peanut gain itself is not as intensive as well. It's not as energetic as well, and also it's not as bright as the Heyday. So I guess there's pros and cons. It depends on what your preference is. If you want more bite, of course the Heyday will have a little bit more bite, but if you want something more laid back, something more forgiving, not so intense, then it's the melody. Okay. Alright, so that's a very quick comparison with the Heyday, and also that concludes my overall review for this Kiwiears melody. Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.